Hi, Namaste. Today we will discuss about an important concept in basic engineering mechanics, that is system of forces. System of forces. System of forces means it is the combination of number of forces. Combination of number of forces. Suppose if you consider a body like this, on this number of forces will be acting at different positions in the different planes. So that is called as the system of forces. The number of forces acting on the all the number of forces acting in a plane. It is the system of forces means it is the combination of number of forces. So this system of forces can be classified as following way. One is two different ways. One is the coplanar system of forces. Another one is the non-coplanar system of forces. In the coplanar system of forces means what? Coplanar system of forces means suppose we consider a three-dimensional planes. This is the x-axis, this is the xy plane, and yz plane, and xz plane. In this plane, if coplanar forces means all the forces acting in a same plane. If all the forces acting on the same plane, suppose F1 is one force, F2, and another force is F3. That is called as the coplanar system of forces. All the forces are acting in a single plane. All the forces are acting in a single plane. That is called as the coplanar system of forces. Whereas non-coplanar system of forces means if you consider the three planes, that is x, y, and z. X, y, and z. Here, non-coplanar system of forces means if the number of forces, that is F1, F2, here F2, and here F3, and F4, like this. Here I am considering four forces, four different forces. These all will be acting in the different planes. Here it is the XY plane. This is the ZX plane. F4 is acting in the YZ plane. That means the number of forces will be acting in the different planes. That is called as the non-coplanar system of forces. Now, next we will discuss about the what are the different types of uh, coplanar forces. In this coplanar forces and non-coplanar forces, we are having concurrent forces. That means let us take a new thing. That is a coplanar system of forces. In the coplanar system of forces, we will focusing on the coplanar system of forces. Coplanar system of forces. Coplanar system of forces. In the coplanar system of forces, first one is the concurrent system of forces. Concurrent system of forces. Coplanar concurrent system of forces. It is called as the coplanar concurrent system of forces. Coplanar concurrent system of forces means again I am considering the a three-dimensional plane. It is the x, y, and z. X, y, z. Here coplanar. Coplanar means all the forces are acting in a single plane. Whereas concurrent means that all the forces, suppose this is a single point, all the forces will be acting at a single point, all the forces will be acting at a single point. This is F1, this is F2, this is F3, and F4. That four forces will be focusing on a single point, concentrated at a single point. That is called as the concurrent system. Concurrent means all the forces are concentrating at a single point. If that all the forces are lying on a single plane, if all the forces are lying on a single plane, that is XY plane. Okay, that is called as the coplanar concurrent system of forces. Okay, next the second one is the non-concurrent. So second in the coplanar here, the second one is the coplanar non-concurrent system of forces. Non-concurrent system of system of forces. Coplanar non-concurrent. Same again, I'm considering the same plane, that is X, Y, Z. Here, the number of forces acting on the single plane, but that will not be focusing on a single point like this. The we are here. I am considering four forces. That four forces are concentrating at the different points. F1 is acting in this direction. F1 is acting like this. F1 is acting like this. This is the F1. F1 acting in this way. F2 acting in this way. F3 acting in this way. F4 acting in this way. That means, but all the forces are acting on a same plane, but focusing on the concentrating at the different points. Next, the third one is the coplanar collinear system of forces. The third category is the third category. The third one is the coplanar collinear system of forces. Collinear system of forces. Second, so again, I'm considering the same plane, that is X, Y, and Z. Here three-dimensional view is there. Here I'm considering collinear. Collinear means if the line of action of all the forces, the line of action of all the forces will be the same. Suppose this is the line of action of the force. On that, we are having different forces. Suppose this is F1, F1, and here it is F2, and in this direction, opposite direction, F3. If you observe this F1, F2, F3, all will be acting on a same line. All will be acting on the same line, but different directions. And that forces are not concentrating at the single point. So these type of forces are called as the coplanar collinear system of forces. Coplanar collinear system of forces. Next, the next one is the coplanar parallel system of forces. Coplanar parallel system of forces. Coplanar parallel system of forces. Parallel system of forces means again the same plane X, Y, Z, three-dimensional plane. I am taking all the forces are parallel to each other. F1, F2, F3, F1, F2, F3, F4. These all are parallel to each other. These all are parallel to each other, and that all forces are acting on the same plane. In this way, in this we are having like forces and like forces and unlike forces are there. like forces and unlike forces are there. Like forces means these will be in the same direction, parallel, same direction, F1, F2, F3. These are the like forces. Whereas unlike forces means unlike forces means these will be acting in the different direction, different directions. Okay, this is F1, F2, F3. These are the unlike forces, and these are, if you observe that these three F1, F2, F3 are the parallel manner. So these are also called as the like parallel forces and unlike parallel forces. Now we discuss about the what are the different types of non-coplanar system of forces, how the forces will be acting. Non-coplanar system of forces, non-coplanar system of forces. Non-coplanar system of forces means the forces will be acting in the different planes, the forces will be acting in the different planes, but in this non-coplanar system of forces, we have different types. The first one is the non-coplanar concurrent system of forces. Concurrent system of forces. Concurrent system of forces. Further, we are considered a three-dimensional plane X, Y, Z. Concurrent, but all the forces will be in the different plane. So I am considering this point, the force F1 acting like this, and the force F2 acting in this way. If you observe that, here it is the force F3. If you observe that, these all forces concentrated at a single point P. But that F1 will be acting in the XY plane, and F2, F3 are acting in the ZX plane. F2, F3 are acting in the ZX plane. This type of system of forces is called as the non-coplanar concurrent system of forces. Whereas the second type is the non-coplanar, 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 non-concurrent, non-coplanar, non-concurrent, non-concurrent system of force. Non-coplanar means all the forces are not acting in the same plane. That all the forces will be acting in the different plane. Different plane. Suppose this is the F1 and this is the F2. This is F3. These all will be acting in the different planes. And these three forces F1, F2, F3 are not concentrating at a single point. These all will be acting at the different locations. Different locations. So this is about the second category, that is non-coplanar, non-concurrent system of forces. Next, the third type is the non-coplanar. Third one is the non-coplanar collinear system of forces. Collinear system of forces. Non-coplanar collinear system of forces. Let us consider the plane X, Y plane, YZ plane, YZ plane. Like this, non-coplanar and collinear. Collinear means the line of action of forces will be the same. So here this is the line of action of the force. This is the F1 and it is the F2, and this force is the F3, like this. The line of action of all the forces are the same, but the forces will be acting in the different planes. F1, F3 in the XY plane, F2 is in the YZ plane. So this is the non-coplanar collinear system of forces. And the last fourth one is the non-coplanar parallel system of forces. Parallel system of forces. Same thing, same plane considering XY plane, YZ plane, XY plane, ZX plane. Here, non-coplanar, parallel. Parallel means in this way. Parallel. Here, like this. F1, F2, F3, F4. If you observe that all the four forces are in the parallel way, parallel to each other, parallel condition. Let us eliminate this F4. Let us eliminate this F4. Okay, so these, if you observe these three, F1, F2, F3, these are parallel to each other, but the placing in the different planes. These type of forces are the non-coplanar parallel system of forces. So this is about the different system of forces. These are the different system of forces in the basics of fluid mechanics. To learn about the complete subject, we have to know the what are the different types of system of forces. That's why we are dealing with this concept.